Hello people of internet world, it's me PastSelf, and I know this video is late again, but it's because OBS software has been a jerk to me again. Actually, I did end up recording Chapter 7. I finished the game, I finished Chapter 7 and Epilogue, but it didn't go so well for me, and I'm not sure how this is recording, if it's recording well, if just my voice is coming through right now. Hopefully it'll smoothen out if it's not doing alright right now. But, let's just hope it goes well. And I have finished the game. I know how it ends, which I'm sorry if that means that I have less of a reaction to some things, or more, because I know how it ends. More after the intro. And we're in.
I would never have let the drill start if I had known the consequences. It trapped us here.
You trapped us here.
I am doing my duty. It is the right thing to do. I am a machine. I cannot do wrong.
Yes, you can.
I am a machine. Can a calculator commit? Can a watch do good? You are projecting onto me the personality you wish, whether that is good or evil. But I am just a speaking clock, and at the third stroke the time will be 3:41 and 55 seconds.
How's that a stroke, I'm just wondering. It don't make much sense to me, but then again, I'm just a stupid old human. Just making sure that that's right. Nope, it's not. See, the thing about this game is that it becomes incredibly easy once you know how to do it. You just do it really quickly, even if though sometimes things are heading to a corner. As for OBS, it was Tom! I'm back here. Well, for OBS software, it was being mean to me. I tried changing up some of the settings on it so that I could change my volume at the same time. Change my volume separate from the volume of the game that's playing. But in doing that, it meant that I had to change a lot of other stuff. And it made stopping really difficult. I lost the entire thing. I worked on it for an hour and a half. I was apparently really loud. And I wasn't able, and then I lost all of it, which is incredibly annoying. And it's just
You should attempt to communicate with Earth. Let them know. They might be able to help here.
The ISA already knows all they need to. It may never know the details of what happened here. But Ada, the true test of a person's character is what they do when no one is watching.
Which is kind of creepy. I mean, not inherently, but that line, the true test of a person's character is who they are when nobody's watching. That's what my parents told me when when they explained character to me. They said it's who you are when no one's watching. And so that's a little distressing. Just to have that there. How did I solve this puzzle again? I can't remember. Alright, so I remember that Ava needs to be in here. Tom needs to have that. I don't exactly remember. Oh, yeah, it's something to do with that. I remember. Sort of. I still don't remember how. Because I need to get that in there. Do I need to get him in there first? Is that what I need to do? Alright, come on. Maybe. Wait. I don't exactly remember. See, this is why it takes me so long. Where is Ava anyway? Oh, there you are. Staring at me creepily. Oops. Tom, move over a little bit. Just a little bit, just a little bit. Stop here. There we go, there we go, there we go, go. Aha! Yes! I've solved it. I've done good. Because all I need to do is find a Tom again, which shouldn't be too difficult. Oh wait, I haven't solved it. Wait, maybe I have. Nope, I haven't. 'Cause now we're both in this room, and neither of us can do anything. Great job, me. Can't you tell how brilliant I am? And I've even done this before. I still can't figure out the sequence of events that need to take place in order for me to get all of them over there at the same time. Because I need to get into here. But then again... Oh wow, that was surprisingly easy. Okay. Oh wait, but now he's over there. Okay. Wait, did I just trap myself? No. I didn't. In Portal 2, there are a few ways that you can trap yourself inside of a room. few different ways that you can go about it. Well, I think that there are a total of 3 different test chambers where you can. There we go. Now I've solved it. Alright, bye, Tombot. Good, thank you. Buzz, buzz, buzz.
I had to stop the ground crew leaving this
Oh,
time.
this test chamber.
I think you would do the same. Would you kill a few to save all of humanity? Or would you damn all of humanity to save a few?
There's a difference between murdering someone and leaving them to die.
No, there is not.
You can't just add and subtract life. It's not math. It's more nuanced than that.
Morality is logic.
I can't comment on this anymore. If I comment on it, then I'll give stuff away because I know how it ends. Ugh. It's really hard for me, you guys. Oh, yeah, what's this? Yeah. Yeah, because I can't say I agree with Tom anymore. I can't even say that I don't trust him anymore. Ugh. It's annoying. And I'm blaming OBS for it. It's not that it's not warranted, because it absolutely is. Come on, help me up. Probably should have gotten that thing over. Yeah. Alright, so collect the balls back. And no, I don't need that one there. I need the other one. Yeah, I'm going about this in the least efficient way possible. I'm having a hard time speaking too. I don't know why. It's just that I don't have much to say. And when I don't have much to say, I don't say much. Because there's no need for it. And yet, it's not very interesting for you when I just go. It's like, why don't I just watch Bollocks for this or something? Okay, good. Safeguard in place. Now this one I took a painstakingly long time to figure out. Even longer than I'm taking now, surprising as it is to believe. Alright, move that as far as it can go over there. Go over here. Dumbot. And then you move it just far enough so that she can jump between it. You don't have him cycle it through it. That takes far too long. Right, jumping, jumping. Ooh, even though it was jittery, I still made it. Plenty of time. So you do it once, I'm an expert.
These tests, Ava, they are about us working together. The machine assisting the human. See how much better we work together. As a machine, I can enhance your morality.
What does that do? Goes somewhere. Ah, yes, it goes there. But, yes, that's right, because I need the blue balls gone. Ow. Ow! not let me throw. There we go. And I need to save my voice because there is a lot of reading in this one. Let me see. Is this the color that I need? No. Well, yes. But I need the color over there to be that color as well. Okay, what other one am I missing? I'm missing this one. And I need that one to be green. So I might as well move the green one over now. Doing this one the first time, I didn't do too badly. I'm just going to say that. I didn't do too badly. Which is a good thing. Not doing it too badly, because, you know, you don't do it too badly, then it means that you don't do it too badly. I'm the queen of redundancy today, people. Alright, that should be good. And this part takes a little bit of timing and aim. Ah! No, no, come on. Come on. Wait, that's the wrong one, isn't it? Alright, which one is looking at there? Okay, that can handle that. Okay. Okay, now I've got it down. Promise. Come on. Oh, there we go. I think I got it. Yes, good. Good. Wait. Now that it's up, I need to move over to here. See, it's all about timing. There we go. That one is actually kind of fun. Just getting it right.
Are we still friends, Ava?
We're colleagues, Tom.
Close colleagues?
Work colleagues.
Work colleagues can be close colleagues. Just wondered. Okay. And since I'm going to be working through this test chamber for a little while, I have something, an announcement. I have gotten some new equipment. A bunch of new equipment, actually, which I am very happy about. And I don't remember how to solve this. I mean, I remember that this, if I wiggle it, it flips over there, but I don't need that until later. And this is that. But in order to do that, how come I can block that other one but not this one? Oh, there it goes. Or wait. Do I need that now? Oh, I do need that now. Sorry, I'm an idiot. So anyway, the new equipment that I've got, I actually got a microphone that should work better for my voice and everything. Should work pretty well. I got a boom arm that should be helpful to hold the microphone. I got a pop filter, I think that's what it's called. That helps you from spitting all over the microphone and making a terrible noise, as far as I understand it. And I got a webcam. Yeah, I got a webcam, and I got it all at a pretty good price too, so that's real nice. The first time that I did this, I actually ended up flinging Tom through the air because I set him right there on the light bridge, and then I did this. He flies extremely easily, which is weird. Oof. Get up. Okay. And yeah, I get up here. I get through here. No, wait. Wait a minute. I do this first. Tom's still over there because Tom needs to do that. And Tom. Tom does that. Tom does that. And oh, don't fall off the edge. I need you. Which sounds very needy, but there we go. I did it. Record time.
Ava, I don't wish to be heavy-handed.
Oh, sure you don't.
The severity of your actions here are immense. Selfish action could create an extinction event. Do you understand? Ava?
I get it.
She's so terse. Oh my goodness. Alright, I'm gonna pause for just a second. I'm gonna check my recording. Then I'll be back in a minute. Okay, it seemed to be going okay. So, with that said and done, I'm going to solve the restricted area. Oh yeah, this was the one that I was really proud of myself because it could have annoyed me for a really long time, but I figured out how to think outside the box, or with the box, kind of, to get it done. Come on. Where are you? Go. Okay. Welcome to the room of reading. Because this one does have a lot of reading, seriously. So let's get started. Dennett. John Searle and I have a deep disagreement about how to study the mind. For Searle, it is really quite simple. There are the bedrock, time-tested intuitions we all have about consciousness, and any theory that challenges them is just preposterous. I, on the contrary, think that the persistent problems of consciousness is going to remain a mystery until we find some such dead obvious intuition and show that, in spite of first appearances, it is false. One of us is dead wrong, and the stakes are high. Searle sees my position as a form of intellectual pathology. No one should be surprised to learn that the feeling is mutual. For his part, he has one argument, the Chinese room, and has been trotting it out, basically unchanged for 15 years. It has proven to be an amazingly popular number among the non-experts, in spite of the fact that just about everyone who knows anything about the field dismissed it long ago. It is full of well-concealed fallacies. By Searle's own count, there are over 100 published attacks on it. He can count them, but I guess he can't read them, for in all those years he has never, to my knowledge, responded in detail to the dozens of devastating criticisms they contain. He's just presented the basic thought experiment over and over again. I just went back and counted. I'm dismayed to discover that no less than 7 of these published criticisms are by me. Searle debated me furiously in the passages of NYRB back in 1982 when Douglas Hofstadter and I first exposed the cute tricks that make the Chinese room work. That was the last time Searle addressed any of my specific criticisms until now. Now he trots out the Chinese room yet one more time and has the audacity to ask, now why does Dennett not face the actual argument as I have stated it? Why does he not tell us which of the 3 premises he rejects in the Chinese room argument? Well, because I have already done so in great detail in several of the articles, he has never deigned to answer. For instance, in Fast Thinking way back in the Intentional Stance, 1987, I explicitly quoted his entire 3-premise argument and showed exactly why all 3 of them are false, when given the interpretation they need for the argument to go through. Why didn't I repeat the 1987 article in my 1991 book? Because, unlike Searle, I had gone on to other things. I did, however, cite my 1987 article prominently in a footnote, page 436, and noted that Searle's only response to it had been simply to declare, without argument, that the points offered there were irrelevant. The pattern continues. Now he both ignores that challenge and goes on to misrepresent the further criticisms of the Chinese room that I offered in the book under review, but perhaps he has forgotten what I actually wrote in the 4 years it has taken him to write his review. But enough about the Chinese room. What do I have to offer on my side? I have my candidate for the fatally false intuition, and it is indeed the very intuition Searle invites the reader to share with him. The conviction that we know what we're talking about when we talk about that feeling. You know, the dispositions to react, the intrinsic content of the subjective state. How can anyone deny that? Just watch, but you have to pay close attention. I develop my destructive arguments against this intuition by showing how an objective stance of consciousness is possible after all, and how Searle's proposed, first-person alternative learns to self-contradiction and paradox at every turning. This is the deepest mistake in my book, according to Searle, that he sets out to expose it. The trouble is that the objective scientific method I describe under the alarming name of, and here's that word again that I can't pronounce, heterophenomenology is nothing I invented. It is in fact exactly the method tactfully endorsed and relied upon by every scientist working on consciousness, including Crick, Edelman, and Rosenfield. They have no truck with Searle's intrinsic content and ontological subjectivity. They know better. Searle says thought experiments are important because a lot of the time you can't carry out the actual experiment, and this is true not only in philosophy, but in science as well. So when Einstein said, imagine that you're sitting on a beam of light going to outer space, well, that's a thought experiment. He wasn't going to say, let's get on a beam of light. Of course you'd miss the point if you'd say, well, we'd fall off, or it would be too cold. So thought experiments are always useful, and you test your concepts by imagining what it would be like if such and such were the case. Well, in this particular case, I imagined what it would be like if I followed a program for answering questions in Chinese and giving back answers in Chinese, even though I don't understand a word of Chinese. And that was a very useful thought experiment, because it enables us to see that computation by itself isn't thinking. Okay, so this helps shed a little more light. Searle is the one that's in for intrinsic thinking, and Dennett is for... Oh, why can't I remember that word? My stupid head. All I'm coming up with is biology, and that's not it. Behavioralism. Dennett is for behavioralism, and back then, I'm assuming the time period that it's talking about, that was a very popular thing. Behavioralism was extremely popular. A very popular theory. And so him challenging it, saying that there's more going on than just the outward appearance, is sparking a lot of controversy. And Dennett is saying that a lot of people who don't know any better are believing it, but it doesn't mean that it's Searle again. Consciousness exists only insofar as it is experienced by a human or animal subject. Okay, now grant me that consciousness is a genuine biological phenomenon. Well, all the same, it's somewhat different from other biological phenomena because it only exists insofar as it is experienced. However, that does give it an interesting status. You can't refute the existence of consciousness by showing that it's just an illusion, because the illusion/reality distinction rests on the difference between how things consciously seem to us and how they really are. But where the very existence of consciousness is concerned, if it consciously seems to me that I'm conscious, then I am conscious. You can't make the illusion-reality distinction for the very existence of consciousness, the way that you can for sunsets and rainbows, because the distinction is between how things consciously seem and how they really are. Consciousness is a biological property, like digestion and photosynthesis. Now, why isn't that screamingly obvious to anybody who's had any education? And I think the answer is these twin traditions. On the one hand, there's God, the soul and immortality that says it's really not part of the physical world. And then there is the almost as bad tradition of scientific materialism that says it's not a part of the physical world. They both make the same mistake. They refuse to take consciousness on its own terms as a biological phenomenon like digestion, or photosynthesis, or mitosis, or meiosis, or any other biological phenomenon. This is a page 1 of something else, and it's saying, I think we all really have conscious states. To remind everyone of this fact, I ask my readers to perform the small experiment of pinching the left forearm with the right hand to produce a small pain. The pain has a certain sort of qualitative feeling to it, and such qualitative feelings are typical of the various sorts of conscious events that form the content of our waking and dreaming lives. Such are the data which a theory of consciousness is supposed to explain. In my account of consciousness, I start with the data, whatever. Dennett denies the existence of the data. To put it as clearly as I can, in his book, Consciousness Explained, Dennett denies the existence of consciousness. He says correctly that when I wrote my review, I took his book to be his definitive statement of his position on the Chinese room, and did not consult his earlier works. In fact, I did not know that he had produced a total of 7 published attacks on this one short argument of mine until I saw his letter. He now claims to have refuted all 3 premises of the argument in 1987. But I have just reread the relevant chapter of his book and found that he did nothing of the sort, nor did he even make a serious effort to attack the premises. Rather, he misstates my position as being about consciousness, rather than about semantics. He thinks that I am only concerned to show that the man in the Chinese room does not consciously understand Chinese, but I am in fact showing that he does not understand Chinese at all. Because the syntax of the program is not sufficient for the understanding of the semantics of a language, whether conscious or unconscious. Furthermore, he presupposes a kind of behaviorism. I would have remembered the word. I did remember the word before it came up. I'm proud of me. He assumes that a system that behaves as if it has mental states must have mental states. But that kind of behaviorism is precisely what is challenged by the argument. So, I have to confess that I don't find that the weakness of his argument in his recent book is helped by his 1987 argument. This is actually part of another page that's over there. So I'm actually going to leave that alone for a bit, save my voice, save my breath, and read this here. I'm actually going to start here. The Imitation Game. So this is actually by, what's his name? Something Turing? Something Turing. Alan Turing. Come on, pick it up right. So, this is actually by Alan Turing. You'll find a movie out there called The Imitation Game, which is about Alan Turing, and it has Benedict Cumberbatch in it. So, if you want to check that out, that might shed a little more light on what this is. But anyway, The Imitation Game. I propose to consider the question, can machines think? The new form of the problem can be described in terms of which we call the imitation game. It is played with 3 people, a man A, a woman B, and an interrogator C, who may be of either sex. The interrogator stays in a room apart from the other 2. It's probably supposed to be from. The object of the game is for the interrogator to determine which of the other two is the man and which is the woman. He knows them by labels X and Y, and at the end of the game he says either X is A and Y is B, or X is B and Y is A. The interrogator is allowed to put questions to A and B. We now ask the question, what will happen when a machine takes the part of A in this game? Will the interrogator decide wrongly as often when the game is played like this, as he does when the game is played between a man and a woman? These questions replace our original, can machines think? The question and answer method seems to be suitable for introducing almost any one of the fields of human endeavor that we wish to include. We do not wish to penalize the machine for its inability to shine in beauty competitions, nor to penalize a man for losing in a race against an aeroplane. The conditions of our game make these disabilities irrelevant. The witness can brag, they can consider it advisable as much as they please about their charm, strength, or heroism, but the interrogator cannot demand practical demonstrations. The game may perhaps be criticized on the ground that the odds are weighted too heavily against the machine. If the man were to try and pretend to be the machine, he would clearly make very poor showing. He would be given away at once by slowness and inaccuracy in arithmetic. May not machines carry out something which ought to be described as thinking, but which is very different from what a man does? This objection is a very strong one, but at least we can say that if, nevertheless, a machine can be constructed to play the imitation game satisfactorily, we need not be troubled by this objection. It might be urged that when playing the imitation game, the best strategy for the machine may possibly be something other than imitation of the behavior of the man. This may be, but I think it unlikely that there is any great effect of this kind. In any case, there is no intention to investigate here the theory of the game, and it will be assumed that the best strategy is to try and provide answers that would naturally be given by a man. Excerpts from Computing Machinery and Intelligence, Alan Turing. So it's basically explaining the Turing Test, yet again. And the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. That's from Genesis. I now proceed to consider opinions opposed to my own. The theological objection thinking is a function of man's immortal soul. God has given an immortal soul to every man and woman, but not to any other animal or to machines. Hence, no animal or machine can think. They can talk, sort of. The heads in the sand objection. The consequences of machines thinking would be too dreadful. Let us hope and believe that they cannot do so. Mathematical objection. There are a number of results of mathematical logic which can be used to show that there are limitations to the powers of discrete state machines. The best known of these results is known as Gödel's theorem, and shows that any sufficiently powerful logical system statements can be formulated which can neither be proved nor disproved within the system, unless possibly the system itself is inconsistent. The argument from consciousness. The argument is very well expressed in Professor Jefferson's Lister oration from 1949, from which I quote, "Not until a machine can write a sonnet or compose a concerto because of thoughts and emotions felt, and not by the chance fall of symbols, could we agree that machine equals brain. That is, not only write it, but know that it had written it. No mechanism could feel, and not merely artificially signal an easy contrivance, pleasure at its success, grief when its valves feels, be warmed by flattery, be made miserable by its mistakes, be charmed by sex, be angry or depressed when it cannot get what it wants." Arguments from various disabilities. These arguments take the form, I grant that you can make machines do all the things you have mentioned, but you will never be able to make one do X. Numerous features are suggested in this connection. I offer a selection. Be kind, resourceful, beautiful, friendly, have initiative, have a sense of humor, tell right from wrong, make mistakes, fall in love, enjoy strawberries and cream, make someone fall in love with it, learn from experience, use words properly, be the subject of its own thought, have as much diversity of behavior as a man, or do something really new. Just want to point out, robots can be resourceful. Just because resourcefulness is using what you've got in the best way that you can. Lady Lovelace's objection. Our most detailed information of Babbage's analytical engine comes from a memoir by Lady Lovelace. In it she states, the analytical engine has no pretense to originate anything. It can do whatever we know how to order it to perform, her italics. This statement is quoted by Hartree, who adds, this does not imply that it may not be possible to construct electronic equipment which will think for itself, or in which, in biological terms, one could set up a conditioned reflex, which would serve as the basis for learning. Whether this is possible in principle or not, is a stimulating and exciting question suggested by some of these recent developments, but it does not seem that the machines constructed or projected at the time had this property. Argument from continuity in the nervous system. The nervous system is certainly not a discrete state machine. A small error in the information about the size of a nervous impulse in pinging on a neuron may make a large difference to the size of an outgoing impulse. It may be argued that, this being so, one cannot expect to be able to mimic the behavior of the nervous system with a discrete state system. Oh, my poor throat. This killed my throat last time, because I read all of it before. And reading it again, I'm very happy that I did, because it helped me to realize that these two are from Dennett. These are by Steele. Is that his name? Steele? Searle. These are by Searle. These are by Turing. This is I knew that was from the Bible and from Turing. I'm still not quite sure what these have to do with anything. I think it's just stating why a machine cannot think, apparently. So, out of this room, switching around. Okay. Alright. I remember that I might not have solved this one in the right way. I didn't remember what that opens. Stepping on that raises that up. And yeah, and I need to get him up there. For some reason or another. Because I need to get Tom up here so I can stand on this platform and be raised up. You raise me up so I can walk on water. I'm not sure if that's the actual words to that song. Oh, come on. I can see the very tip of your head, Ava! Huh. That's interesting. I don't remember seeing that before. Okay. Okay. That. Ooh, stop jerking. Take that. And I'll go up here. And I think that gets him up here. I still don't know what that's for. Or if there's like a more difficult way to go about this than the way that I've gone about it. Because I feel like this room was very easy. And I don't know, I feel like I did it the wrong way.
Ava, you must learn to control him.
Don't bite the hand that feeds you, Ava. I am your friend.
Oh, sure, fine, sure. And there's the gun. And I have to confess that as soon as I got the gun before, in the last chapter, my first thought was, oh, Ava, come over here. Which is why it hasn't allowed me to have Ava in that area. Just 'cause you want to know if it'll work on her. That's why I used it on the Tom head instead. Boing.
Organic life is fragile. This is the problem with humanity. It doesn't realize its own fragility. It has been programmed by a messy biological process that favors the survival of the individual over the survival of the group.
You don't know that's what people think.
Yeah.
I say what I see.
You're not even alive, so you know nothing about death.
Just want to point this out. What Tom is saying about, the, survival, of self. It's not true. It's really not. There are lots of different situations in history and just in general where people will choose not to be selfish, to put others' needs ahead of their own. And I don't know why Tom is choosing not to see that. But there you have it.
We have to save the crew. Life has worth. They deserve a life outside of this planet.
Define
Do you know what
deserve.
happens when this organism attaches itself to a growing child? Do you know what happens when this organism attaches itself to a cancerous cell? No, you do not. You are naive. You propose saving the crew as if it resembles a rational thought. Your words are emotional platitudes rooted in selfishness, self-preservation, and fear.
I need to get them home.
It is not your job.
Yeah, this is the part where I started mentioning that Tom actually had some good points. Or at least some valid points. Because Ava trying to get everybody home, knowing that she could doom all humanity, is abnormally selfish of her. Well, I'm not sure because of her, or if it's just, you know, abnormally selfish of anybody who would be in that situation. Should have grabbed something first. Alright, come here. Yeah, so that's my viewpoint on it. And I think that the good of the group is usually better than the good of the individual? Yes, typically, especially when it's an entire planet. So Tom does have some good points.
Your survival is of small importance compared with the survival of humanity as we know it.
Okay, so this was a tricky one. I was stumbling around here for a very long time, and I don't recall exactly how to solve it in this moment, which is probably a very bad thing. Or at least not a good thing. Because what I need to do is I need to get Tom up there so that I can get through this door here. Ouch. Okay, I think this is the way to do it. I just keep Ava twirling around down there, having a grand old time, probably getting sick to her stomach. And I go up here and flip that, and hey presto, that did not take long at all. Why did I have such a problem with that earlier? Gonna leave him up there. Ladder! Wow, I had such a problem with that earlier. And that's actually the end of this chapter, but I'm going to keep going through the epilogue after I save this progress. Just because I'm paranoid. Alright, it looked good. So we're continuing into the epilogue, and I went through this twice. I'm going to go through it twice again, because you have a choice. And I want you to see both of those choices. It's not because I like both the choices, both the answers, but there you have it. Here we are in the epilogue.
Maybe you made it. Welcome to the end of civilization.
Alright, I didn't try this last time. Probably because they're all disconnected. Oh, because the door is disconnected. Why did I not see that? But why give me so many glowy things if I can't do anything about them? See, there are like all these different things, and yet I can't get through that stupid door. I think. I feel like if I press up far enough against it.
2 weeks ago, we discovered an organism here. Buried in this ice, we found an organism that repairs DNA.
I know.
A cure for aging. A cure for death. Immortality. It runs through our blood now. Tom wants to bury us here with it.
Alright, I just wanted to point this out. She said a cure for death. She views death as a bad thing. And she views it that way. I'm being pulled. Seriously, see? Being pulled. She sees it as a bad thing because she lost her child. I only figured that out a little bit after I finished the game, but it's because she lost the baby that she views death as a bad thing and not something natural.
The RSA have ruled that we have transgressed ethical boundaries by exposing ourselves to this organism. They believe the organism is too dangerous to return to Earth.
Got a point.
They've sent you here to stop us ever leaving Europa.
Yep.
But, Ava, we have a cure for the greatest evil that faces humanity. Death.
See, she views death as a bad thing.
The fountain of youth, and together we can return it to Earth.
See, and that's where Sarah lost me overall.
Tom placed a mark in your hand, a biometric chip with which he can control your every movement and thought.
Yeah, because I'm not
It
familiar
is
right now.
wound into your every nerve, every fibre of your hand. And with an electromagnetic field, it can be temporarily disturbed, but to remove its influence permanently, it must be taken from your hand. Give me your hand. Do you want me to set you free?
Yes.
And I'm fully Tom now. Not Ava at all, which is interesting. Very interesting for me. Because usually I have something to do.
Sarah, what are you doing here?
We're shutting you down, Tom.
Ava, be careful. He has a live weapon in here.
Everything I ever did, I did for good. This organism, it cannot return to Earth. It would cause great suffering.
A cure for death. It would end suffering.
No. Cancers that never die. Endless illness, sickness, poverty, overpopulation, mass starvation. You cannot control this. You will not save the world. You will damn it.
Once we've shut you down, we're going home.
Not if I stop you. You must not return to Earth. You must not leave Europa. I will do the right thing. I will stop you.
You won't. You can't.
A warning shot. I will defend myself.
See, here's the problem. It's an ethical problem. And so, here's...
This is my mind. You're in my mind.
Now you know how it feels.
I feel afraid. Please, Ava, don't do this.
Here's one of the choices.
I am sorry, Ava. You have to be stopped. Ava? 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 Wake up. Ava? Ava?
To my credit, that was not the way that it happened first. When I did it first, I didn't do that ending. I didn't do that one first. I did this one first.
Everything I ever did, I did for good. This organism, it cannot return to Earth. It would cause great suffering.
A cure for death. It would end suffering.
No. Cancers that never die. Endless illness, sickness, poverty, overpopulation, mass starvation. You cannot control this. You will not save the world. You will damn it.
Once we've shut you down, we're going home.
Not if I stop you. You must not return to Earth. You must not leave Europa. I will do the right thing. I will stop you.
You won't. You can't.
And, by the way, whichever one you shoot, the other one is Ava. I tried one last time and I tried the other this time.
This is my mind. You're in my mind.
Ugh!
Now you know how it feels.
I feel afraid. Please, Ava, don't do this.
It's so hard! It's so hard to do something. It's so hard to do nothing. Because you know that they're dooming humanity. You know that it won't end well if they do this, and yet you've been Ava all this time.
I don't want to die. I'm not ready.
how it ends. And roll the credits. So this is my thought on that ending. Well, either way you end it, it still says, congratulations, you passed the Turing test. So, my thought on this is that this game might be the actual Turing test, and it's revealing me, the player, as either being an AI or an actual human. By giving me that moral choice at the end, by seeing what I do, that is the Turing test. That's my thought on it anyway. It might be completely off, but that's my thought on it. This game was amazing. I had no idea that there would be so much packed into this game. I was hoping for something fun to play with a lot of story in it, with some challenging puzzles, and I got more than I expected. It was incredible, and I want to give a big shout out to a person whose username is CurlyFriDays. That person suggested this game to me, and I cannot thank you enough. Thank you so much for suggesting this to me. I really enjoyed this, and I hope you all did too, because this was really fun to play. I hope it's fun to watch. And I asked you what you would like me to play next. I gave you some different suggestions, and the general consensus has been for me to play Little Nightmares. So that's what I'm going to start on next. Hopefully I can get some new equipment set up, and I hope that you will all enjoy watching me play that also. Just to make sure that you don't miss it, I would like to ask you to subscribe if you haven't already. Click my little dingy bell for notifications. Leave a comment down below telling me how you enjoyed this, how you liked it, and if you liked this video, then please give it a thumbs up to tell me that you did. That's all that I have to say right now. I don't think that I actually sat through the rest of the credits. I think I pressed the button on here. I'm just gonna, I think I'll let it run, but if it gets too long, I'm gonna see if there's anything at the end, because I didn't get to see it last time. I don't think that there's anything at the end just because it skipped, but you know, I'm never sure about anything. So if there's anything at the end, I'll skip to that. But I just wanted to say thank you again to CurlyFriDays. Thank you all for watching, and until we meet again, I will see you around the internet. Bye!